The next day, the participants are struggling over the dunes. Today is the 200-kilometer transfer from the goal of Nazatagu to the township of Hotam. Along the way, the dunes stretch out in front of them. The Japanese and Chinese participants and staff work together to get over the dunes.
楽しいです。もう夢のような世界です。
こう SS にしてくれるとね、よかったんだけどね。もう帰りたい。
They arrived at their hotel in Hotan after sundown.
しんどかったけど楽しめたよ。
Even though Mr. Ogaki is laughing, his rental bike lost its clutch lever. Mr. Narita has not returned. He is still in the desert with Mr. Uchida's broken down bike. The participants are enjoying the ethnic dancing. The riders are fixing their bikes late into the night. Mr. Narita is waiting in the middle of the desert for the truck to come and get him and the bike. Morning. The truck carrying Mr. Narita and Mr. Uchida's bike arrived just before everyone is about to leave. The truck driver went out to get Mr. Narita and the bike without getting any sleep. Mr. Nitta starts repairing the bike the moment he sees it. Mr. Narita's desire to see everyone finish the rally has been conveyed to the staff and participants alike. With everyone's help, Mr. Uchida's bike is running again. With Hotan behind them, the participants are heading for the starting point of the second sector, Miran, approximately 1,100 kilometers and 2 days away. The participants get a day's rest when they reach Miran. It is 1 week since they left Urumqi. The participants and staff relieve their pent-up tension. They go into town and interact with the people of Miran. They forget the tough race and enjoy the exotic atmosphere. The riders are engrossed in getting their bikes ready for tomorrow's race. The people of Miran are seeing rally machines for the first time. They warmly welcome these noisy travelers. Everyone is racing their own rally. The second rally sector departs Miran for the south bank of Lop Nur, a total of 284 kilometers. The castle remains in Miran. These were discovered by English explorer Aurel Stein, and it is believed that these are the remains of the capital that died out in the late Tang dynasty. Further back in history there is Loran that flourished in the time before Christ. The people of Loran were supported by Lop Nur, the large lake in the desert. It was discovered in the late 19th century by Swedish explorer Sven Hedin. Subsequent research has found that Lop Nur moves around the vast desert. The present. Lop Nur is now the stage for the dreams of people who are running at full speed, revving their engines. Vast desert where their forerunners, Faxiang, Sangzang, Sangxiang, and Marco Polo, walk leading their camels. Their aims and methods are different, but the rally participants who are heading for their goal inherit the fear and the romantic adventure of entering the desert. Even after the sun has set, they race desperately toward their goal. Their elation when they see the faint light of the goal in the dark, the relief of the staff at the goal on seeing the participants arrive safely. Age and nationality mean nothing more. The third sector starts on the southern bank of Lop Nur and finishes 366 kilometers away, just before Hami. Approximately 80 years after the exploration of Lop Nur by Hedin, Peng Jiamu, a Chinese explorer, entered the desert to explore Lop Nur in 1980. However, no one has heard anything of him since. "20 years ago, the people who entered this area were prepared to die. The participants get on their vehicles without showing their exhaustion from the previous day's race. No sooner has the race started when the Yaldan terrain appears. It is said that in ancient times the Taklamakan desert was sea. The continents then appeared and the weather changed to form what today is the Yaldan terrain. The participants drive through here for what seems like an eternity. Once through the Yaldan terrain, the course enters the sand dunes. Taking off with accelerating speed in the unfamiliar desert. The other participants come to help out someone who is stuck. It takes more than an hour to get the car out. But the joy of finally succeeding makes it worth the collective effort. Back to the course, they have no idea how many more times they will get stuck. Time is spent in this desert race pushing the cars than driving them. Every time they get stuck, there is cooperation, encouragement, and elation. The beautiful dunes and the feeling of the wind in their faces help the entrants relieve their stress and pass the time. Just over the dunes, there are participants taking a break at a watering point in the middle of the desert. This is a man-made modern oasis. The chain on Mr. Ogaki's rental bike has snapped. He is stranded. He says that he is happy he got this far, but he will not give up on his goal to complete the course. He has got the bike going, but will it make it to the goal?
Let's go.
The top entrant of the day reached the goal in 5 hours. Mr. Ogaki made the goal after 1 a.m. He was riding continuously for 16 hours. He must be exhausted.
写真撮ったでしょ。
もう後の来る第4攻撃係です。これが皆道に迷わないようにうまくその地区隊の方の南高村までつけたらこれは成功だと思います。
One bike got stuck in the mud along the way. Out of nowhere, the locals rush to help. In no time, there is a crowd. The last day of the race, the sounds of engines echo in the early morning in the township of Hami. If the race finishes today, everyone will head back to Urumqi, the start of the rally. The participants make their way to the starting point, each deep in his own thoughts. The fourth sector begins from the top of Pintai, an hour's ride from Hami. It is a 273-kilometer race to the goal on this side of the national highway. Pintai, the flat elevation that continues for over 30 kilometers. From ancient times, the locals believed that demons live on this mountain, Mao Bu Cheng. The terrain is so severe, it is compared to a demon. Flat earth. The horizon stretches out as far as the eye can reach. The vehicles reach the summit. Some participated for the first time. Some had engine troubles. Some suffered injuries. Some fought with their teammates. Some found the limit of their strength. The participants have all overcome various difficulties, and they are now heading for the last goal.
哪位呢？
那也没信号。
上去发发看看，上去发发看能走，发一发。
不行，他那个啥。不行。
The vehicle the Shirafuji father and son team is driving rolled over.
应该我没看见前面。那边没有路了，应该没有路，那边是山，这边是山。只有最拐弯这，他也没有旗子，一个大弯旗子，他那些都没看见，他就往上山去了。
现在江朝这边出吗？哎，我看见瞄着过去没有？没有。啊。
There are no serious injuries, but the car looks totally wrecked. The other participants and the staff are all desperately trying to repair it. Mr. Shirafuji, who has never repaired a car, can only stand and watch them. A lot of thoughts are going through their minds. At the goal, the staff are already waiting impatiently for the participants to arrive. They want all the participants to complete the rally. Mr. Narita is looking forward to the arrival of the participants more eagerly than anyone else.
这是第一名，这是第二名。
欢迎柬埔寨贵宾。把话说。
水还是什么？假的。
来，让开。
Mr. Yamaguchi, who has entered international rallies, and Mr. Kashiyama, who wants to enter the Paris-Dakar rally, have crossed the goal together.
もうすごい楽しかったですね。ちょっとホッとしてますね。あとお風呂へ入りたいですね。早く。
今は嬉しいですけどね。嬉しいですけど、なんかもう二度とやりたくないっていう気持ちと、もうこんなことに二度とやりたくない気持ちと両方持ってるね。
Mr. Nitta, the bike shop owner, crosses the goal wearing a happy coat.
今日はもう一本道やから途中まで松浦さんも一緒やってんけど前半ぶち切ってで途中で合流してまたぶち切って
Mr. Masunaga, who entered with his son.
ああお疲れさんやな
Mr. Lee from Shanghai has also reached the goal.
嗯，还有这次活动呢，好多我觉得这种团队精神，我也很长时间没有参加这么应该说比较大型的了这种活动，原来都是一个人开车走，这次嘛，大家这么多人，这种团队精神、协作精神，我觉得挺好的。
Mr. Kobayashi, who had bike problems, has finished the course.
いろいろありすぎても全然いろんな人にいろんなところで助けてもらってそれだけですね。
Among the participants crossing the line is Mr. Ogaki on his Chinese rental bike. Mr. Omura, Mr. Masue and Mr. Fujino, who teamed up for this rally, have also crossed the line. Mr. Machida, Mr. Ichijo and Mr. Sasaki, who had differing opinions when they first met, put all their effort together and have crossed the goal.
はい、ちょっとじゃあ、イエイ。ご無事で完走されて。はい、じゃあちょっと撮りますよ写真。はい。見たからね。僕らね、ショックアブドーム乗れたしね。探しがな。
走れめちゃくちゃ楽しかったです。もうなんていうかもうリフレッシュできましたね。思いっきり走って。もう思い残すことない。まだ来年も来たいですね。
やっぱり移動区間ねあれ走ってくれて600何キロ走ってくれてそれがね助かりますよ、日本では体験できへんツーリングでは体験できへんあれね素晴らしい景色かなシチュエーションかな特に砂丘なんか本当にあれはもう本当に素晴らしいこうずっとこう砂丘上がっていった時にね一瞬時が止まったみたいになるんですよあれがもうなんとも幻想的というかもうあれだけでももうあれしますもうここへ来た半分以上の値打ちあるんちゃいます、
移動区間走ってただけでも地球の大きさを感じましたね、それとやっぱりこう地球の大きさの中でやっぱり砂山とかでどれだけ人間が無力だっていうことがね実感しました、
なかなか難しいコースでいろいろ気向に飛んで楽しかったです。
お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。
一番意味を取る。
4コース最後まで完走しました。本当嬉しいです。もう皆さんの協力でありがとうございました。
もしまたね面白くてまだ早く終わらせてたからもうちょっとね困難のコースがあったり最後になってもいいかなと思って
第1ステージに立てた時点でまあもうゴールやな思ってるような状態だからねそれが第4のゴールまで来れたから、全部走れたっていうのは何よりもいいことだなありがとうございました
Close to sunset, Mr. Uchida comes into view. He has always ridden with someone until today, but he rode the 4th sector alone.
Oh, 最後一番なんか楽しいと怖いのと経験したな一人でなんか今までやったら新田さんとか松永さんとかいろいろみんなに応援してもらったけど今日はもう一人でやるのあったからもうなんかどう言ったらいいんや本当に走ったいう感じ、
ブランデーもできないぞあんなのが置いてるから
そうブランデー呼ばれますわ
こんな
あれ誰か一人が藤野さん
あれ話なんでここ来てあいつ
The entrants have released all their tension and nervousness. They have shut the pain and the suffering deep in their minds. Now they are admiring each other for finishing the rally. Today, no one can stop the laughter in the vast desert. The sun is setting and the last car is approaching the goal. It is the Shirafuji father and son team whose car rolled over.
お疲れさんです。大変でしたね。怪我ないです。怪我ないです。大丈夫です。もう飲んだよ。仲間入ってるよ。
よく密着なかったな、ほんま。いやいや。お前リフ。
よかった。完走できてね。やっぱりみんなのスタッフはじめみんなのおかげで完走できた。
まあいろんなとこから見えたし、もう二度としないなと思う。
リタイアするのはもうめちゃくちゃ残念ですけど、でもずっと車に乗せてもらってゴールまで連れてきてもらって、それはそれなりにシルクロードのこのコースを見ることできてよかったですわ。でもこういうふうに飯もうまいしなんかこういう雰囲気で楽しむのもいいのかなと思って。
無事に終点まで来られまして嬉しいです。まだ続けてやりたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。
よく個人に政府が教科書を出してここまでね、いろんな地方の方が協力して参加者も集まって大体は参加台数は少ないけど実行できたってこと自体に自分自身が一番驚いてるんですよ。
The dream that Mr. Nitta first had 8 years ago has now become a reality due to the cooperation of the staff and the participants. Silk Road. People's dreams have carved the year 2000 into its eternal history.
ただ一人心の羅針盤頼りに異国の空思いを馳せていた移ろいゆく時とところにあても知れず身を任せ手にしたを装われた確信口元だけに笑みを浮かべて語れるほどの言葉も察してなく足を止めて星空見つめたあの時描いた拙きセピアの絵は砂の砦のごとく時にさらされやがて消えゆくものか消えゆくのか消えゆくのか消えるのかい干からびかけた心の泉潤す汗と忘れてた涙語れるほどの言葉も察してなく足を止めて星空見つめたあの時描いた男たちの夢は幼き頃のままキラキラと胸に秘められるかあの時輝いた拙きセピアの絵は砂の砦のごとく時にさらされやがて消えゆくものか幸せは上を向いて歩こう涙がこぼれないように泣きながら歩く一人ぼっちの夜一人